be dense for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. It's funny because when I do this, good morning, Brenda. Good to see you. Whenever I do this, it'll take like if I'm going to Facebook or something like that, I'll just take a quick snapshot. And the one today is it's hilarious. So fun stuff. It's Monday. Time for another week, man. But remember all that stuff. Remember all that stuff that you wrote down that you had to take care of. Okay, get with me after the holidays. Get with me after the holidays. After the holidays. And I got like a person to call this week. So today's was named TBA because I couldn't figure out a name. I didn't like the name that came up with, called it's the 100% step. But let's get to it. Part of it too is the reading referred you to the 12 by 12, but I think it was actually the big book that they were referring to, because one doesn't match with 6. And so you'll see why it's TBA, because we're going to be covering a plethora of stuff with the way they have this set up today. So, or I guess the way I have it set up, right? So let's see, what do we read from first? Let's go with a day at a time. Let's go with Odette. January 11th, reflection for the day. The experiences of thousands upon thousands of people have proven that acceptance and faith are capable of producing freedom from dependence upon chemicals. When we apply the same principles of acceptance and faith to our emotional problems, however, we discover that only relative results are possible. Obviously, for example, nobody can ever be completely free from fear, anger, or pride. None of us will ever achieve perfect love, harmony, or serenity. We will have to settle for very gradual progress, punctuated occasionally by very heavy setbacks. Have I begun to abandon my old attitude of all for nothing? Wow. I hate to say that, it's kind of fucked up. So you're never going to achieve fear, anger, pride. You're never going to achieve perfect love, harmony, or serenity. I believe that you can find those instances. I don't believe that one emotion controls us throughout the whole day or during a lifetime. But I don't know if I'll ever achieve perfect love or anything. I think what they're trying to say is, we should strive for these things, but I kind of feel like they should have put it a little bit different. We'll have to settle for very gradual progress, punctuated occasionally by very heavy setbacks. Are you predicting my fucking life here? I'm sorry, but I don't agree with this one. Have I begun to abandon my old attitude for all or nothing? That I can go with. Right? Because I'm willing to go to any length in order to get this. Now, I understand this is progress, not perfection. I just don't like the way they're going about this. So I feel it's a negative way. So I'm trying to put this into a positive spin. Because lately I've been going for hope, not for, well, you better be ready. I hate it when people do that. Give me a second, guys. Man, I smoked a lot yesterday. I apologize. So the way the way that I kind of see this is, we're gonna strive for, we're gonna strive. So we're not gonna do, we don't want perfection, right? We're not, when we're perfect, we're dead. So may God grant me the patience to apply those same principles of faith and acceptance which are keys to my recovery to the whole of my emotional being. May I learn to recognize that the festering of my own human anger, my hurt, my frustration, my sadness. With the help of God, may I find appropriate ways to deal with these feelings without doing harm to myself or others. Today, I remember feelings are facts. Yeah, you don't need to push away your feelings. But there's a lot more to read here. So now that we're done with that, actually, I think I wanted to read, yes. So the 100% step, right? And they're talking about step 1 is the only step that we do, that we absolutely 100% have to do 100% is what they're saying. And you guys know me, I love my my steps 1, 2, and 3. I do them every morning, and I build on. I always work on my foundation every day. Because sometimes as time goes by, I get little cracks and stuff in it, and I need to go back and repair things in my house. Only step 1, where we made a 100% admission where we were powerless over alcohol, can be practiced with absolute perfection. 12 Steps and Traditions, page 68. But that happens to be step 6. But let's read it. Let's read it. That's where I think they may have made a mistake. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to go start reading this, and what I just read is going to come out of my mouth. Self-righteous anger can also be very enjoyable. That's not page 68, though. Maybe it is, guys. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, right? That's what's great about step 10. Step 10 gives us the right to be wrong. Many will ask once, how can we accept the entire implication of step 6? Why, that is perfection. This sounds like a hard question, but practically speaking, it isn't. Only step 1, where we made the 100% admission we are powerless over alcohol, can be practiced with absolute perfection. The remaining 11 steps state perfect ideals. They are goals towards which we look, and the measuring sticks by which we eliminate our progress. Seen in this light, step 6 is still difficult, but not at all impossible. The urgent thing is that we make a beginning and keep trying. All right. Well, I guess that was our answer, but I'm still going to read out of page 68 because they're going along with step 1 and they're including step 6, and it's confusing me, I think. Plus, I still have like 7 minutes to go and I haven't even got there. All right. We reviewed our fears thoroughly. We put them on paper. So now we're talking step 4, right? We had no resentment connection with them. We asked ourselves why we had them. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Self-reliance was good as far as it went, but it didn't go far enough. Some of us once had great self-confidence, but it didn't fully solve the fear problem or any other. When it made us cocky, it was worse. Perhaps there is a better way. We think so, for we are now upon a different basis. The basis of trusting and relying upon God. We trust infinite God rather than our finite selves. We're in the world to play the role He assigns. Just to the extent that we do as we think He would have us, and humbly rely on Him, does He enable us to match calamity with serenity. And this is actually why I wanted to read this portion. We never apologize to anyone for depending upon our Creator. We laugh at those who think spirituality is the way of weakness. Paradoxically, it's the way of strength. The verdict of ages is that faith means courage. All men of faith have courage. They trust their God. We never apologize for God. Instead, we let him demonstrate through us what he can do. We ask him to remove our fear and direct our attention to what he would have us be. At once, we commence to outgrow fear. All right, so we're talking a lot of the different types of fear here so far, right? And are we ever going to be totally rid of fear? No, I don't think so. I've never met anybody that has absolutely no fear at all. I know some people that are pretty darn close, but we're all still human, right? So, but what's that one thing that can get us out of that fear that we know of? Well, there's a couple of things I know of, but the first one, obviously, for me is God. But of course, then getting out of self, getting out of my head, man, and staying out of it. Long before I was able to obtain sobriety in AA, I knew without a doubt that alcohol was killing me. Yet even with this knowledge, I was unable to stop drinking. So when faced with step one, I found it easy to admit that I lacked the power to not drink. But was my life unmanageable? Never. 5 months after coming into AA, I was drinking again and wondered why. Later on, back in AA and smarting from my wounds, I learned that step one is the only step that can be taken 100%. And that the only way to take it 100% is to take 100% of the step. That was many 24 hours ago, and I haven't had to take step one again. Cool. We practice step one, but we don't have to take it again. Is that nice? Is your life manageable now? Mine's not. No, certainly isn't manageable. It's getting there. I get through the day and I'm capable of doing what I'm able to do because God gives me the ability to do so. And I have the willingness to come on here and do this. So, all right, guys. I'm sorry I didn't have much to say today. It's a lot of reading. I just don't have any words of wisdom today. I'm in good mood. Things are going well. I got some things that I want to. I have some things, some upgrades I want to do. Like with this, I find it boring. My background sucks. Okay, that used to be my biggest thing. People are always like, "You have the best background." Now I never hear about my background. So I'm gonna get that changed. Make it so that the music comes straight through. Maybe have a video with it so you guys don't have to watch me during it. Things like that. Fun stuff. And then, of course, I have legislative work to do today. So I've actually come up with a different idea for that. Which will be good for everyone. Because when we do things, no matter what it is that we do, we have to make sure that we are not hurting other people, man. Okay? So watch out when you get that passion going and you put those blinders on. It happens, man. Sometimes you have to put the blinders on so that you can focus, stay where you need to be. But remember that, check your motives, check your intentions on what you're doing. I don't think that's ever going to go away for me. Checking my intentions. So, all right, guys, have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow for daily reflection. I love y'all. Peace out and have a day. Bye.